Hey guys, it's Bagels Battles here, and today we are going to be talking about 5 reasons why Resident Evil Code Veronica needs a remake more than Resident Evil 4. So before we get into the video, if you guys could please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join my Discord and Patreon, link in the description. It'd be greatly appreciated. And now, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Resident Evil.
Number 1. Significant. The story of Code Veronica was overall more significant to the timeline of Resident Evil than Resident Evil 4's story was. I mean, don't get me wrong, Resident Evil 4 had a great story, and it was pretty important to the timeline, but not as important as the story of Code Veronica. Number 2. Tank controls. So, Resident Evil Code Veronica is such a great game, but it, just like all the old Resident Evil games, has tank controls, which some new fans might not be familiar with or even willing to try. Number 3. Genre defining. Most people immediately think of Resident Evil 4 when they think about a genre-defining Resident Evil game, but Code Veronica actually beat it to the punch. Alright, it was the first Resident Evil game not to use pre-rendered backgrounds, and it took a step towards action more than horror. So, it was basically Resident Evil 4 before Resident Evil 4. Number 4. The real Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil Code Veronica was a direct sequel to Resident Evil 2, and that is because it was originally going to be Resident Evil 3, but they wanted one more game on the PlayStation 1 before moving to the new powerhouse of the next generation, the PlayStation 2. And that is why Resident Evil 3 does not feel all that fleshed out, and there's a lot of reused assets, and the game was quite short, because it was rushed to be on the PlayStation 1. But Code Veronica was a way longer game, and they put in way more effort, and it barely has any reused assets, if any at all. Number 5. It needs it more. Well, Resident Evil 4, the graphics are still pretty good. People were even arguing that it didn't need a remake because the graphics held up well enough. But with Code Veronica, it's not so much. The graphics are not the worst in the world, but they're certainly not the best. Alright, and I'm not saying that I'm not excited for the Resident Evil 4 remake, because my favorite game of all time is being remade, so of course I'm going to buy it, love it, enjoy it, stream it, unless they cut the bingo line, or any of that good stuff. But anyway, that's all we have for today. Please be sure to like and subscribe with the notifications on, and I will see you all in the next episode of Bagels Battle.